All right, shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the journey where we come across individuals who keep the righteous laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High and have powerful testimonies. And today I am here with a man that's been known throughout the nation, sharing words of wisdom and scriptures and precepts, but he has a journey. And like so many others, you see them where they at right now, but you do not know where they came from and what got them to this place. So I want this brother right here, for those of you who do not know who he is, I'm going to let him share his name, where he's from, a little bit about himself, and then we're going to go into his journey. So if you want to introduce yourself to the brothers and sisters.
Yo, shalom, shalom. My name Melo, YaaQob. Most people know me as YaaQob or YaaQob, but from Detroit, represent the chosen seed. Been in the walk for about 13 years now. About 13 years now.
Okay, hallelujah. So, been in the walk for 13 years, and of course, if you up in the Detroit area, you know who this man is. Real humble, because he don't want to say too much about himself. That's what I'm saying at this present time. But, he has a journey, and it's a very interesting one as well. But we're going to get to, and we're going to lead our way up to that. So, if you want to tell the brothers and sisters about the early journey of YaaQob, before you came to be known who you are with the chosen seed, with the truth seekers. Tell us about the young YaaQob.
Young YaaQob.
You can speak up a little bit.
Very into the worldly scene, into the nightclubs, the partying scene. You know what I'm saying? So
now before you got old enough to get to the partying scene, I want to talk about the young YaaQob. That's the younger YaaQob, 5, 6, 7 to 10. Like, how was your upbringing coming up?
So, grew up in a house with my grandfather, and my mom's had to, she had to work, so she had sent us down to live with my grandparents. My grandfather was very, very strict, you know what I'm saying? He didn't like us watching TV at all, you know what I'm saying? He said, turn that propaganda off, turn that propaganda off. So fast forward 35, 40 years in the future, I'm telling my people, if you don't know how to watch the TV, turn it off.
Turn it off.
You know what I'm saying? Turn it off. You should turn it off, period. It's bad. You know what I'm saying? So, growing up in that way, I always, even then, kind of knew that we was the people.
Man, back then?
Back then, I kind of knew we was the people.
So what sparked that to make you feel like that we could possibly be the people?
Even just my grandparents, they had the big white Bible on the table, right? With the white angels in it, with the white Jesus in it, the whole nine. But I still in my mind pictured him being a black man. Still in my mind pictured him being a black man. Fast forward a little bit later, watching the series Roots. I think I was like 12 or 13, watching that series, right? And I'm watching how they treating us so bad, and it's blowing my mind like, why do these people hate us like this in this movie? Why would they do this to the people? Why not these Chinese people? Why not these people? Why us? Right? Then my mom said something interesting to me. She said, baby, the Jews is God's chosen people. That's why everybody hate them. Now, as I just watched Roots, I'm like, that seems like that's us.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I think that's us.
Now this is a key moment right here. So how old were you when you had this moment in your mind?
I think I was 13.
13 years old?
I think I was 13. Yup. I know I was still real small, and that was going through my mind. And when she told me, I was like, okay, but it didn't suffice me. I'm still in my mind like, that sound like us. Because I watch Roots, and I watch these people despise us for nothing more than being black, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm like, that sound like us, but I couldn't prove it or nothing, you know what I'm saying?
So now up until that point, your grandfather's kind of restricting you on the television usage. Were you going to church at this time? Like, do you have a background to that?
Full-blown church.
Okay.
Every Sunday, revivals, the whole nine. Going to church at night, you know what I'm saying? The whole nine. Got to sit on the front bench, you know what I mean? Fight and sleep on the bench, the whole nine.
So what denomination you come up in?
Baptist.
Baptist, okay.
Yep, Baptist.
Okay, so was it times throughout your experience in church that you felt like something wasn't right?
Absolutely. And I watched people get the Holy Ghost. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I used to pray like, whatever that is, don't let it get me.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I used to feel bad about it because I thought like this is supposed to be holy and it's supposed to be good, but I thought it was like a feminine, like a gay type of thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so I never forget this. Even younger, I was about 7 years old, and we went to church. They had the revival this week, but I didn't go that one night. So one of my cousins that I looked up to, his name was Dennis. They said he got the Holy Ghost last night at the revival. And me and my friend Tony was like, oh, that's gay. That's gay. Like, because he got the Holy Ghost, we was looked like detested by it. You know what I'm saying? Because it would seem like all women was doing it, but it was like only like feminine dudes was getting it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, I don't want it. Whatever it is, don't let it get on me. You know what I'm saying? I used to pray like, please don't let it get me. And I thought it was a good thing, but I thought I was like looking at it bad.
So, and we're gonna get to that part a little bit later as you mature into the scriptures and the word. So, in your teenage years, have you been having experiences with the Most High growing up as a child, even to your youth, your teenage years? Did you ever have times where it made you want to serve Him more or be closer to Him?
Yeah, actually, when I used to watch the preacher to a degree, I used to like think he was a clown, but I used to feel like I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? In a way, but it's got to be different than that. You know what I'm saying? Because if looking at him, and because we went to the church where they be doing that, you know, all that stuff, and I'm like, I don't like that, but being in that position and dropping that word and see how all the people is responding to him, I always kind of had that in me somewhere, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, definitely.
So going through those teenage years, what was those teenage years like for you growing up? After you 13 years old, you got these questions about, man, that sounds like us, we sound like we the people. Where did that lead you at on your teenage years growing up?
All right, my teenage years growing up, so now we moved to Alabama when I was like 3 or 4, and then we moved back here when I'm like 11.
Okay.
Right? So when we go back to my grandparents' house for the summer, for the duration of the year, right? Everybody down there think we talk super white, right? So I don't fit in there. When I come back home to Detroit, they all think I'm country. So I don't fit in either place, right? So it make me like reserved, quiet, I don't even want to talk, right? But then hip-hop came along, right? Hip-hop came along and it kind of steered my journey, and it got me into the popular scene, right? In like 16, when YaaQob came out, I was 16. So now this got me like into the popular scene, so I started kind of shying away from the church scene. Even though I'm still knowing some of the stuff that I'm not doing is not right.
Right.
But in church, they made you feel like you basically can pay your way, you know what I'm saying? With your tithes and all that stuff, like, you know, pay your way out of it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So was YaaQob, was he one, even to this day, when you tell people how old you are, they probably wouldn't even believe you. Has he had a major impact? Was he the main person that had an impact on you growing up?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As far as hip hop go and rap go, absolutely. Before him, it was YaaQob. It was Run DMC, LL Cool J, and all them type of dudes. They was all like really, really loud. So I was trying to do that, but you could tell it don't work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when he came on the scene, he showed that you could be laid back and still doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely.
So did that lead you to dropping some albums yourself, or did it lead you like, doing music yourself and going into shows and things of that nature?
Absolutely. So yeah, I had my first album was back in like 1998. Yeah, like 98. So yeah, absolutely. That started my whole music journey and doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? I fell out with a couple of A&Rs because they saw me in another light. They wanted me to be a pretty boy type of artist and only rap this type of stuff, and I'm like, nah, bro, I'm I do this. It's like, no, you're supposed to rap strictly for the women, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Right.
I don't feel that, you know what I'm saying? So absolutely, but Rakim, definitely.
So as going through your scene as traveling, doing music and things of that nature that you was doing, what kind of life was you living at that point? Was you living a fast life?
Yes, the fast life. And if my brother was here, he'd tell you this story. I had got like a level of fame, right? And we at these clubs, right? And I had been with this woman the week before, right? And before I slept with her, I got on my knees on the side of the bed and I prayed. And this like wigged her out, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, this guy just prayed. So the next week, no lie, she's talking to my blood brother Snyder, and she's talking to him and she say, you see that guy right there? He's strange. She don't even know that this is my brother. She's telling him, you see that guy right there? He's strange. He like, why you say that? Because we laid together last week, and before he did it, he prayed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing all these wicked and backwards things, but still, I got a little bit of righteousness in me to even do this. I knew I was still wicked as hell,
Right.
but, you know what I'm saying? Y'all was still in the back of my mind, even doing this stuff, and I'm knowing I ain't supposed to do it, but did it anyway.
Yeah, that just gave me a quick flashback. I would be praying for my food and then I'd go out there and start selling some crackers. That was back. So you took me back to stuff like that. And that's when you do have an inkling of something in you.
Yeah.
That you will still be wicked as I don't know what, but you're not as stone cold as some of these people that don't got no type of upbringing at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So was you out on the streets? Was you selling? Was you doing that type of thing?
I did the weed thing. That's the only thing I did. I did the weed thing for about 3 years, but now I just know how merciful y'all was with me, right? Like my brother had a Mustang. Like people don't really believe I'm 50 right now. So imagine 30 years ago what I look like. So I'm in a Mustang driving with hoodies and glasses on, and it's a city out here called Livonia. It's the most whitest area. Detroit is the blackest. It is the whitest area, and I'm zooming through there with pounds in the trunk.
Man.
Because I'm so arrogant. I'm thinking they can't mess with me because I don't look like the drug dealer do. My face don't register with this. So I'm thinking I'm invincible. They can't mess with me, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing this for years. Dude from Cali is sending us weed in the mail,
Man.
right? And one day we in the Western Union. We about to wire him the money back for what we doing. And the guy, as we doing it, the phone rings and he looking and he like, get out of here. They on their way. They told me not to say nothing, to keep y'all here. From that day forward, I haven't touched any of that stuff. I went home. I was scared to death. I told my man, get this stuff. I don't want nothing to do with it. I was scared for days. Like, I know they coming to get me. And they ain't come and get me. The relief after about a week, panic wore off. I was like, no, I'm out. Out the game. I ain't never touching this stuff again.
Man, and what year is this right here?
This is like 93.
Okay.
93, 94, somewhere up in there.
Okay, 93, 94. So where does that take you at now? Because the album is 98. So at this time you still living the fast life. So were you still was you still using it? Were you still or just not selling it?
I never used it.
Okay,
I never
used
smoked
it
in my life.
Okay, hallelujah. So you was just making money off of it. So 98, you go on this journey. You got these different record labels. They're trying to make you sound like a pretty boy, but that's not really it's in your heart. So where you go after 98? Where that take you from?
So 98, after the first album came out, me and the dude, we fell out. off of that point. So he put out a picture of me that I didn't like on the cover. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, why did you do that? I had everything that I wanted to be like I wanted it. So I split up with them and I got with some other people and I started, you know what I'm saying, rapping with them. That took me to 2005, I think. Yeah, like 2005.
Okay.
In that point, right? Just as I got that album coming out, I'm still living the fast life, still the whole party thing, the whole nine, and I'm doing that, right? That's when the knowledge started coming into me. You know what I'm saying? Really a little bit before that, with 9/11. When 9/11 happened, I was like, oh, I'm finished. I'm going to the lake. If the world is about to be over with, I am finished. You know what I'm saying? That made me right there like, oh my God, I'm done. So that made me started switching, but I still was, you know what I'm saying? I still was like double dutching back and forth into the world, right? And then a DVD. I was working this job at a donut shop, and this guy I was riding with, he said, "Bro, have you ever saw The Truth About Hip Hop, the DVD?"
Right.
And I was like, nah, I never seen it. He was like, "Yo, you should check it out." And I'm like, well, what is it about? He's like, man, it show all of them dudes is demonic and they all worship the devil and whatnot. And I said, what? He said, man, they calling themselves gods. And I'm like, bro, I call myself the God. But I know I don't mean it like that. And I'm like, man, I'm not watching that trash, bro. You know what I'm saying? A couple months later, a sister started working there. Me and her chopping it up, small talk. And she just say, have you ever heard The Truth About Hip Hop? At this point, it's like the second person. Now I'm like this. She like, oh yeah, you need to check it out. All the rappers are wicked. They sold. Now I'm like, what? So I go and hunt it down. I'm a DVD man at this point. Selling DVDs. I go through thousands of CDs looking for it. Because I remember I had it, but I wouldn't watch it. So now I can't find it. I get my main man, print me one up. I watch it. I'm like, oh my God.
Man.
I'm in a demonic thing. I've been calling myself the God, King the God, King Narcissist the God. Oh my God, I'm messed up. So I quit like that. I can't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? And
now, hold on. For those of you that didn't hear that, he said he got to the point where he was calling himself King Narcissist. All right, so that just tells you the level that he was at that point in time. And it take me back to 05 when I watched that movie. I watched that documentary too, and it was mind blowing.
yes.
It was kind of like I don't want to say an introduction to truth, but it was kind of people around that time, 05, 06, 07, 08. It was that true that what you're talking about, the documentary. Then it started getting into these conspiracy videos and different things of that nature. So what had you thinking that you was untouchable, that you was the God, that you was King Narcissist? What put that into your mind?
Man, the pride on 1,000. You know what I'm saying? The pride on 1,000. The whole thing was, again, all these people thought I was like, they used to act like I was a genuine type of dude, you know what I'm saying? But I felt I wasn't. I felt I was like Rakim and Nas, and you know what I'm saying? But the people received me like this. So every time we got ready to do a show, everybody would think I was the R&B singer.
Right.
Even though I had on Timbs and, you know what I'm saying, gold and bracelets, the whole nine, everybody always thought I was the R&B dude. So this what made me feel like, okay, it's a certain image, a drug dealer that they looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be like super thuggish, tattoos and all this stuff. So I'm thinking like, well, everybody think I'm a pretty boy, so they can't mess with me. They won't, because I don't look like, you know what I'm saying? I don't fit the bill of this. So all of this stuff started giving me the big head, going places and everybody know my name. You know what I'm saying? I'm in different restaurants and people running up to me, oh, I saw your stuff, and then, you know what I'm saying, I heard you rapping, and somebody I met one time, they believe I know him. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff, bro, and just being out there with women. You know what I'm saying? Just over time, it just
Right. So
blow
now,
their head up.
so now you at 05 or 06 now. So where does that lead you now? You learn about your industry that you're in. You learn about it being satanic. So where did that leave you at now? Did you continue to still pursue, or did you step back in?
I stepped back from the rap completely. I stopped because I'm like, I cannot be a part of this stuff no more. And then we had and like you said, the conspiracy stuff started popping off. Now I started reading all of these different books. I was like buying books, David Hicks, Jordan Maxwell, Alex Jones, you know what I'm saying? All of these different dudes. I'm studying, watching their DVDs, reading the books, going crazy. And my mom say, baby, you should read the book of Revelations. It's talking about all that stuff you're reading. You should read that. So I went. I got my mom's Bible. I started trying to read it. Of course, I don't understand it. I'm like, I got to get my own Bible. I got to get my own Bible. So I got my own Bible, started reading that Revelations. And anybody first time, never read the book of Revelations first. It terrorized me.
Yeah.
So when I got to Revelations 14, and it said that 144,000 are virgins, you know what I'm saying, are pure.
Like,
and I'm like,
it's over for me.
It's over with. I'm scared, like, oh, I'm about to die. He gonna kill me. I called my brother with tears in my eyes, like, man, please tell me this don't mean what it means. Like, we they virgins. I'm not no virgin. I've been with such and such amount of women. I think that's what it means. And I'm just terrified. Like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying?
But you had some level of fear inside of you though.
Absolutely. It was there.
So when did that fear come though? Was it always there in you?
I think it was always there, man. It's just like I used to be doing bad stuff, like I said, but I still was praying before I do the stuff. You know what I'm saying? I would, or right after I do it, I would pray about it like, hey, forgive me, Father, this, that, and the third. And I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go right back next week and do it again.
Right.
Because at church, they made us feel like you basically, when you pay your tithes, you know what I'm saying, you good. You know what I'm saying? Even though that still wasn't sufficing me, I still was like, I still always had that little godly thing in the back of my mind, like, no, this ain't right.
So when did you get over it now? You figured out at that time you were sorrowful, you was remorseful. But when did you get over it now? Because, you know, as many people that know that you went through another journey now. You start going on a journey of truth. So where did it lead to at that point?
So now, I found out about the doctors, and the doctors was wicked. Then I found out the church was wicked, right? So while I'm working at the donut shop, I go to a job, and the dude that was working there, he walked up to me and say, bro, you know who we are? I'm like, what you mean? He's like, we the people of the Bible. And I'm like, I believe that. Because again, I always thought it as a child.
Right.
I'm like, I believe that. He said, here go a DVD. Watch this when you get a chance. I worked midnight shift. The minute I got off work that morning, I didn't go to bed. I popped the DVD in, and it blew my mind. Now I'm just the DVD guy. So now I copied the DVD, right? Now I'm trying to get it to everybody. Like, I feel like we hit the lotto.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, we the people of the Bible. This is why everybody hate us. Now the question been answered. Why we are despised like this. That question that my mom said about the Jews being God's chosen people, and this is why everybody hate them. The roots thing all come back to me now.
Now did your mother though, with her saying that, did you feel like the Most High was just using her at that point, or do you think that she was referring to the people in Israel?
She was referring to them.
But you took it a whole different way. It's like, nah, hold up, man.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So it all come full circle. Now when he tell me this, I don't fight it like everybody be fighting it. I didn't fight it at all. I'm like, yo, I believe that. When he showed me the DVD, my mind was blown. I tried to copy all the people that I used to run to the clubs with, sell the weed with, party with. Now I'm trying to give them the DVD. I ain't trying to sell it. I'm trying to give it to them. Yo, watch this, bro. We the people. We the people. They like, and I'm crushed. Like, what? Y'all don't,
Man.
you don't feel this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this is like, so all them people started slowly drifting away. Slowly drifting away. Because now we ain't got nothing in common.
Right.
And even though I tried, even though back in 2008, somewhere up in there, I still tried to do the club thing. But I thought, oh man, I love this stuff so much. I thought like, okay, I'm gonna go to the club. I just ain't gonna dance with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do none of that. I'ma only drink wine when I come in. You know what I'm saying? Fooling myself. Standing there, girls coming standing right in front of you, doing all of the girl stuff, and it's like,
fell right back into the trap.
Right back into the trap. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn. But then it hit me because I say, I'm finna stop reading this Bible. I ain't reading it no more because it's messing up my life. I can't do nothing no more. Everything, this about 08. Like everything I like to do, the Bible saying I can't do it, I'm putting it down, right? Then I'm watching a YouTube video and somebody read the scripture. He says, if you, Hosea 4 and 6 joint, right? If you reject the truth, I will reject you. And I'm like, oh, I can't even put it down. Now he gonna reject me because I'm trying to reject it. I can't even put it down. You know what I'm saying? So this drive me right back to it. Make me get back into it. You know what I'm saying? Oh man.
Man. So now it's 08, and we know that you went on a journey with some other men as the truth seekers. So so now that you it's like he's been calling you, you've been resisting him. He's been calling you back, you've been resisting him. I'm gonna get a world to try, I don't feel right. You put this Bible down, nah, you can't put it back down.
Exactly.
So now where does this lead you at this point?
So now in 2008, 2009, we started fellowshipping or whatnot with the GOCC.
Now, what made you leave? What made you go to them though? Because you had it. Did you see something on YouTube? Did you see something online that led you to them?
Actually, the video that the guy from the donut shop, that it was their video.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I watched them, and there was some other groups. I watched some other groups, but they grew out, didn't hit me right because they was cussing people out. You know what I'm saying? They was doing the racist stuff, and I'm like, that don't set right with me. That can't be right. Them, they was more mild-mannered with what they were saying. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I didn't know the Bible, so I really can't compare it to nothing to know whether it's right or wrong, but it sounded good. So from their point, they were teaching that America was Babylon and that we needed to flee, that we needed to get up out of here because it's going to be destroyed. Thermonuclear weapons, right? That's what they told us. So we got up and moved to Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So we was I was living in Egypt for like almost a year.
Okay.
Almost a year over there. But over there in that journey in Egypt, I realized
this ain't it, huh?
This is not it. These people don't know nothing as well. Same as the church. Now it's just garments switched around. This side wears suits and this, that, and the third. And this side wear mitris and dashikis and, you know what I'm saying? Neither side don't know anything.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
So y'all go over to Egypt, and to my understanding, it wasn't just you all. Some people started coming over there. They coming over there. They seeing the lifestyle that y'all was living. I was talking to one of your brothers, I think last night or the night before that. He was talking about how, you know, you got over there, y'all was doing videos, and more people start coming, and things of that nature. So you walk away, you go from Egypt back to Detroit.
Yep. So the only reason I came back, my wife's, her father had died, right? So I left to come back from the funeral. When I left to come back from the funeral, me and my moms got back on the plane to go over there. They stopped me at the airport. and was like, started interrogating me. Took me in like in a little jail thing over there.
And while you was in Egypt?
While I was in Egypt.
Okay.
Right? So they separated me from my mom's. Right? This was like one of the scariest things ever. So now I don't know where she at, and she don't know where I am. So they put me on a plane and shipped me to Jordan. Right?
Man.
So I'm walking around Jordan. Now it's like a 7-hour difference from over there to over here, right? So I can't get no money to get on the plane. So the Western Union, they so far ahead of time, different times, everything is messed up. I had $250 in my little pouch. My mom's had all the rest of my money. So I'm in Jordan walking around. Like, I don't know what to do. I just so happened I had wrote my wife's phone. You know how we don't know nobody's number now, right?
Right.
You just press their name. So I just so happened I had wrote my wife's phone number on a card. I had a calling card. I got the caller. She got me a ticket to come back. So I'm on the plane, scared as hell. I'm thinking they about to kill me. When I touch back down, I'm on the plane, terrified. Like,
so was there anything that anything that you could have done? Nope. Because I was talking to another brother, and he said that you all was more and more people was coming and things of that nature, and people started hating on you all. Yeah, y'all had a place where y'all was meeting at, and then y'all met with these other people, and they made the spot hot.
Yeah.
You know, they brought more attention to you all.
Absolutely.
So none of that had nothing to do with it?
I believe so. So they came down, basically, they had on the all white. This was a time when some of they were still doing terrorist stuff going on. So they all come with the all white joints on, with the Mitris on, and we meet at a restaurant out there, right? So we in there, and they acted real militant, like he got bodyguards or something, right? So that's made us real hot. So now every time we trying to meet, they stopping it. They like, we cannot have this many people. We cannot have this many people meeting together. What are y'all doing? They thinking like we trying to plot on the country or something. So when I came back, it's like they had started rounding people up anyway.
Okay.
They'd just come to you and be like, you got 2 days. If you're not out of here in 2 days, you get locked up. They never did this to me though. But when I left, they already had it on the list. Don't let him back in, right? So when I got back, they shut me and my mom's down. They let her go. They let her come in. So she stayed in Egypt for another 2 or 3 years, but they shipped me back.
Man, so how did that feel? Your mother was in Egypt and you had to come back to Detroit, right?
Yes.
Or you was in Jordan?
I was in Jordan for a day.
And they
they shipped me back here.
You came back to Detroit. So how did that feel being separated from your mother and you couldn't do nothing about it?
The worst, bro. So when I finally got back to talk to my mom and knew she was all right, I was like, Mom, you need to come back. She was like, baby, I'ma stay. You know what I'm saying?
She was liking it over Egypt, huh?
Yeah, she's like, I'ma stay. Oh, Mom. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And so she stayed for another I believe 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
Over there.
Okay. So what made your mother come back?
All right. She moved from there to Morocco, and it was like she away from her children. You know what I'm saying? It was like she started missing, and then she just like, yo, I'm ready to come home. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole doctrine thing that we've been teaching has now went away from all this stuff that we was taught in the beginning. Now it has come full circle. We understand the scriptures for ourselves. We're not following no other men now. You know what I'm saying? So the doctrine is switched all the way up now.
So how did that make you all feel now, having to go back to people that you all was telling, flee from America, it's Babylon, hurry up and get out of here, this place is gonna get destroyed, to having to come back to those same people and say, hey y'all, we was off on that one.
Pick to a pincushion, swallow it. Pride, hard to do, but a must. So we gotta now go on here on Facebook, tell all these people, yo, we was wrong. America is not Babylon. We don't need to do this. I told you that in the first place. I told you this in the first place. I reached out to some people personally and apologized to them. You know what I'm saying? And through Facebook and Messenger, all this type of stuff. So yeah, it was a humbling thing, bro. But it's got to be done.
Right. So you go through this journey now. You back in Detroit. Y'all was the Truth Seekers at this time,
It was
right?
Truth Seekers before, but then with the Truth Seekers, it was a lot of stuff that popped off in Egypt that I wasn't with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you wanted to
stuff. Yeah,
dissociate yourself with that name altogether.
Absolutely. I told B, I was like, yo, I gotta get away from this. There's too much stuff with this. I can't be associated with this no more. He's like, don't get on Facebook and do it, bro. Don't do that. I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna do it, but I'm letting you know I cannot rock with this no more. You know what I'm saying? So then we became, when I came, he was already teaching when I got back. Then we became Chosen Seed.
So he was already back here?
Yup.
Okay.
He came back first.
Okay.
Right? So he came back first and he started teaching in his basement. Then I came back and I started doing most of the teaching. And then we was like, we need a new name because we can't rock with this name no more because it's tainted. You know what I'm saying? So that's when we came up with Chosen Seed. We came up with that name.
Okay. Now Chosen Seed, and I know that years ago I saw you on YouTube myself before we actually met some years ago. And just seeing you back then and now just seeing you now, it's just a tremendous amount of growth. You know, even back then, I mean, you knew quite a bit, but now it's like, you know, these lessons that you drop in here, it's like dropping bombs on people, you know what I mean? So, where was that point at now? You had to leave the doctrines alone, you had to start walking in this new way, you have maybe some teachings that you had to leave behind. The assembly here is growing in Detroit, y'all building, there's momentum going on. People actually got you all, it classified you all as a camp at one point in time.
Yeah.
They threw you all in there with the camp. I think in one of the videos, they threw y'all in there at the end. You know, so how did you all distinguish yourselves from being a camp and being those that was teaching hatred?
Because we don't do none of them titles. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ain't like, oh, elder such and such and captain this and deacon this. We don't do none of that stuff, man. We just brothers. You know what I'm saying? So nobody is trying to hold nobody in no super esteem and I'm the captain over this, none of that stuff like that. So we don't do none of that, you know. And then I stopped doing the garments. You know what I'm saying? I still got garments, but I stopped a lot of that stuff because every time I was going out, people was looking like, oh, you one of them ones that be out there cussing people out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, you know me. You've never seen me ever speak in this fashion before. Why would you say that I'm not? I saw y'all on you didn't see me. So I started trying to get away from that because it's tainted as well. You know what I'm saying? So again, pastors on one side, suits, ties. On this side, you got rules with the, you know what I'm saying, with michis and dashikis and all this stuff on. So both sides is tainted. So I just kind of went back to who I am, you know, the hip hop name, you know what I'm saying, and my normal me. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's it's amazing because you feel that when you come to Detroit, you see more people kind of, you know, like you said, they more kind of, you know, relaxed. They not, you got some people with the garments, you got some people that's just kind of like with the urban feel. So now I know you've been dropping some lessons here lately, though, over the last few months to the last couple years about these various different topics, and you talked about being a king narcissist at one point of your journey, and now I know you've been on a terror of talking about pride. So can you tell the brothers and sisters out here what the Most High showed you just a little bit? I know you ain't got enough time to do a whole lesson on it, but if you could tell people something about this dangerous disease out here.
the disease is pride, right? So I think about 5 years ago, y'all opened my eyes to pride and how bad it is. You know what I'm saying? I was proud to be proud. You know what I'm saying? Double with it.
Man.
Like, I had the feelings of me and you fell out. I liked it, you know what I'm saying? I liked having the feeling of I'll never speak to that nigga again. I liked having this feeling of holding the grudge on people, you know what I'm saying? Wishing death on people. Anybody that did something to me, I hope God kill you, you know what I'm saying? And he opened my eyes up about 5 years ago, and he let me see it, and I'm like, oh my God, all this time I've been walking around thinking I'm good. I'm thinking I'm a humble guy, you know what I'm saying? I really believe I'm a humble guy, you know? And then I had a debate. I had a debate on Sal Showtime. And one of my ox sitting right here, while I'm doing the lesson, or while I'm debating with dude, he texts me, he's like, yo, bro, don't let the pride get you. And I'm like, I just dropped all facts and truth. I just killed that dude on there lying. Stuck me in my heart with the knife. Ain't no pride, he hate me, man. So after you text me that, a couple months later, maybe a little while later, he revealed it to me. You are prideful. You are dealing with it. It is on you. It's all over you. Everything you do is prideful. You know what I'm saying? That's when I text you like, bro, you was right. You was right. I got it bad. For even that Snipes, I talked to him every day for like a month and a half. Every day when I woke up, it was on my mind of how bad I'm about to die because I got this disease. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Every day. Hey, man. I'll be back around in a minute. Okay.
Alright, no problem.
So, I'm like, I do got it. I do got it bad, and it made me start reevaluating my whole life, looking at all of my songs, how arrogant I am. In all my songs, I'm bragging. I'm the king of this. Nobody can touch me. I'm the illest. My jewelry better than yours. All the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it just made me open my eyes, bro. And I'm like, I just thank y'all for letting me open my eyes up and be able to see, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hallelujah. And I know that I don't know another person, period, hands down, that talks about this subject as much as he do. Every time him and I get together, best believe that it's coming up. And we're constantly almost like holding each other accountable, almost, because we're teaching this out. We're both teaching this to so many people, and we also have to bring it up ourselves and remind each other that we always got to stay at a lower state because it creeps in so much. So, so anything else you want to say to the people? Do you have any words of wisdom? Because I know, leading up to 2008 all the way now as we're in 2020, it's been a lot of things happen since then. I know it's been people you've had to cut off, people that's tried to come. It's been different splits and different other things that's happened. But is there anything else that you want to share with the body of believers that can be helpful on your journey?
Man, stay humble. Get the pride out of you. If you don't, it's going to destroy you. It's the sin of all sins. It's underneath everything. Every time you've seen an argument, every fight, every war, every one of these things, pride was underneath it. If you and your wife is arguing and fighting, pride is in the midst of it. You know what I'm saying? This thing makes you, it separates the best of friends.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it does. And your pride won't let you admit that you're wrong. That's the thing, it becomes your guide because it will not allow you to do what you want to do. Like Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas, these dudes was the best of friends, right? And playing a sport, which is pointless and meaningless in the scheme of life. A hard foul from Magic, he knocked Zeke down, and from that moment, them two brothers started despising each other. They didn't speak to each other for 29 years. when they got on that NBA TV talk, they cried like babies.
Man.
Because they realized they had wasted all of this time from doing this, from fighting and bickering. They done separated families from each other. You know what I'm saying? So when you do these things, you don't even realize you're not only just hurting you and that person, it's families that's torn apart. So now they families is best of friends, but they can't even mess with each other no more because these two is at odds.
Man, and how many out there that can relate to that? I can throw two hands up of being in a situation where you done got into it with somebody that was real close, multiple people that was close to you, and family members had to split apart because of it. That's just a true statement right there. So, people that might take a look at this, they might want to know, and sometimes people are okay with giving out the information. I've talked to you personally, and you've been the type of person that talk to people for hours and hours and hours on the phone, even to the point to where your wife got to stop you and talk some sense into you. I know how this stuff is too, when you just want to keep sharing this word, but you do have to put boundaries. But is there any type of way, if people see this interview and they wanted to reach out to you, whether it was in the Detroit area, Ohio, or somewhere in the surrounding areas, and they wanted to be able to maybe meet you in person or just talk to you on the phone or through Facebook or something, is there any type of way where they can reach you?
My Facebook is Carmelo Johns. Of course, you can put my number on the screen or something.
It's all
like
up
that.
to you if you want to put it on there.
Yeah, he'll put my number on the screen or something. So yeah.
Okay, hallelujah. So we're gonna go ahead and put that number on either on the screen or in the description box so you can see it. He's open like that. He's going to put his number out there for anyone to call, and be able to go over the scriptures and give you a better understanding. So here we have it, Carmelo Johns, aka Melo, YaaQob, right here live and direct. I'm glad I was able to get his time. One of the men that I've seen in this journey that's made a tremendous transition from being one that will be known as arrogant and prideful to now one of the most humble men that I know personally in this journey. So I'm glad to be able to have him on this interview right here. And we pray that the Most High be with each and every single one of you that's taking a look at this. Please share this video with others that can relate to this story and they can be enlightened on this as well. Until the next time, we say shalom, shalom.